Well, guys, as I was about to upload today's video, they did it. For the first time in over 230 days, Fortnite decided to add AXO back to the item shop. You guys know how much this means? This has not been out since Lego Fortnite has come out. 230 days is a long time. It's only available in the item shop for the next 24 hours, though, and you guys know what to do if you're purchasing. Shout out to you guys who use code Kaz. I absolutely love you guys. This is your guys' chance to join the AXO gang. I don't know the next time he's gonna come back to the item shop, so act quick. Anyway, enjoy the video. Welcome back. Today, we are building our first cave base inside of Lego Fortnite Expert Mode. As most of the people that have been watching the channel probably know, I've been spending all of my time at that village over there, along with my new storage room. But today, we're embarking on a brand new project where we're gonna hop inside of a cave and renovate it into a completely customized, fully safe base. As we all know, in expert mode, you only have one life, and if you have a totem of return, you technically have two. But the stakes are definitely higher in a mode like this, and we do not want to die. So we're gonna hop down into this cave with our totem of return equipped. But if I'm being honest, these grasslands caves like the one we're in today are not very difficult at all, so I shouldn't have to worry about dying this time. But as we ramp up the videos in this series, I'll probably end up going and building a base inside of the Dry Valley cave and also the Frostlands cave, so stay tuned for those. But today, like I said, we're starting in a grasslands cave, and there shouldn't be too much of a threat here. It looks like we can two-hit the strongest skeleton in this cave, so yeah, not gonna have to worry about survival too much. But I am taking a look at this for basically the first time ever, just kind of scouting out what we're gonna do, because I haven't even told you my idea yet. It might be in the title or thumbnail, I have no idea, but I'll tell you when we get back above ground and grab some resources. For now, though, I kind of want to look around here. So right as you enter, we got this pocket over on this side, which is kind of interesting. I'm not too sure what we can do there, although if you come this way, it is a lot more open. So there's a ramp that goes down, and if you keep going this way, you can kind of overlook the entire thing. Okay, honestly, I don't hate this. There's a lot of unique aspects to this cave, like these little, what do you call these? Oh, there's a name for them. I think in Minecraft, it's called dripstone. I have no idea what it's called in this game. Anyway, this place is looking pretty promising. I'm not going to turn the entire cave into a base, just probably this portion here and maybe down on the ground as well, because it looks like there's actually a lot of surface area down here. So yeah, I have no idea what we're going to do yet. I have a bit of an idea on the theme though, so let's get above ground. Let's fill you guys in, and let's grab all of our resources so that we can get started. And since I'm not using my new storage room yet, I have to come back over here to grab my stuff. And the main component slash ingredient we're going to be using today is wood. Like I said, I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing, but I have a theme in mind, and that theme is actually an abandoned, overgrown mine shaft. I just have a weird feeling that that could look really cool, especially in a grasslands cave that's pretty brown and green to begin with. I got some building techniques I want to try out along the way that I'm very excited to get into. So without further ado, I think I literally already have everything I need. We're gonna go ahead and get down into the cave, but before I do, make sure you guys are subscribed if you're not already, because we're on the road to 1 million subscribers, and I can't do it without your guys' support. Also, leave a like on the video, code Kaz in the item shop, and let's get back over to the cave. There's a reason I picked the one I did, and it's because you can literally see it from my village and also from my storage room. Obviously, it's right on top of a hill as well, so I can end up decorating outside of the cave. It's just another thing visually in the distance that you'll see when you look out of my village, and I really think it'll add a lot. Anyway, I am extremely excited about getting another build project down, because I've realized that this world, although I've been grinding the builds I have been doing, I just don't have enough builds. So this one is definitely a step in the right direction, and I'm gonna take it a step further. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put a village square down here. As you can see, I've already kind of calculated this out, and if I put it anywhere over here, it'll say too close to another camp. That's because, as I've said a million times, my main village is right there. But the nice thing is, if we just take it a step further back, you'll see that this is the line right here between too close to another camp and the game allowing us to actually set down a village square. So I can put it right about here, and we're not going to worry about the name or anything yet, because I'm actually going to tear it down. Before we make it village official, there's one more thing I need to show you down in the cave, and I've mentioned this before, but it's a bummer every single time, and it's that if you try to put a village square down inside of a cave, it says too close to a cave. If anyone from the Lego Fortnite team is watching this video by chance, please let us put villages inside of caves. I feel like it would be so much fun to have villages down here and then have villagers show up, maybe even special visitors for the ones in the cave. I don't know, I feel like there's so many good ideas that can come out of that. So yeah, if anyone from Lego Fortnite is watching, please add. Anyway, since we can't put the village here, we'll put it above ground next time we exit, but I think it's time to just go ahead and get started. Okay, and we're starting today's build out with a fence flipped on its side. It's supposed to represent a track across the floor, and you'll probably see that a lot throughout this build. This is just our entryway though, so we're gonna go ahead and delete some of the stuff we no longer need. So we took it a step further, and this is the floor that we got down, which is actually a wall flipped on its side. I think the goal is that I'm going to be doing that a lot throughout. Anyway, after this floor, we got to go ahead and continue this entryway so it looks nice and grand when you walk in for the first time. So we'll go ahead and we'll stick to the idea of abandoned mineshaft by going ahead and putting down some pillars here. What we've got to do next is make a tiny little angle. I think that should do there. And the reason we're doing this is because we need to put down a wall that's actually angled and goes into the rock. And I think a wall like that does just the trick. We got to do the same thing on the other side though. Okay, so I just realized I have no vines. I was about to start on the overgrown part of the design. I was basically going to cover the window with moss, or in other words, whatever these centerpieces are. I don't know what these are supposed to be, but I was essentially just going to cover the windows with these. But as you can see, we built a tiny yet very welcoming entrance to this cave. Once I put some more green on the walls, I think it'll look a lot better. But for now, all we have is a lamp and a rocking chair. That way, if you want to take a seat out front, you can definitely do that. Otherwise, you can walk inside, and yeah, that's literally all we have so far. Also, we have these things that are definitely very temporary. But yeah, guys, that's basically all we have now. Unfortunately, I already got to make my first stop above ground again because I need vines and I also need some bright core and other design materials. And here we are. We restocked on some bright core and copper. Last thing I need to go ahead and do is hunt for some bushes. That way I can grab some vines. And what I'm going to do while I'm trying to grab vines is I'm going to compare these two long swords. One has triple damage and the other one has triple luck. I would have to assume that if I farmed a bush with triple luck, there would be a chance for the luck factor to kick in and I can get up to double the resources, but I'm also still not completely sure. So let's go test that out. And I always like to fly far enough away from my base when I'm harvesting things like trees and bushes. That way I'm not ruining the landscape near my base. I don't know if you guys are the same way. Let me know in the comments if you are. Anyway, it's time to lock in. So from that first bush, we got 3 vines, and I believe we should get 3 vines from every single bush if we're using our normal sword with triple damage. But let's try triple luck now and see if we get more than 3 vines. And right off the bat, wait, did we really just get 7? Or did they add 2 bushes together? I'm pretty sure we just got 7. We'll test it out again. We'll hit a bush with triple luck. And yeah, 7 vines. Oh my goodness. I had a feeling it would work, but I wasn't completely sure. All I know now is that I definitely wasted a lot of bushes using triple damage instead of triple luck, because this is insane. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I'm personally always running low on vines, so this is super nice. But that's really the only thing that I wanted to test, so I don't want to bore you guys anymore. I will see you guys when we are back at the cave. All right, and we are back, but before we go down into the cave, I did mention that I wanted to put a village square above ground, so for the time being, we'll just put it right here. This time around, we're actually going to name it, and I think that Hidden Village is actually the perfect name. The whole entire village is basically going to be in this cave here. I will end up leveling this village up and actually getting max villagers here so that they can work on tasks. Specifically, I'll probably have them mine resources and gems and things like that, since that's the most realistic for a cave village. But we're getting right back to work because we don't have nearly enough done yet. Okay, and that should at least get us in the spirit of kind of the overgrown nature of this build. I'll do the same thing on the other side as well as across this entire build later, but let's continue doing actual building now. Okay, so I believe we're pretty much done with the front entrance for now, at least. We have our angled walls on both sides. We got up top some windows and a shelf with a lantern on it, which I honestly really like. The last thing we'll put down for the time being is a heavy duty anvil, which costs 8 iron. Oh, wait. I guess we're not going to put it down. We got to kill him. Okay, now we'll put it down. That's all of the iron I currently have left, but it's a really good decoration piece, especially for an abandoned mine shaft. So we'll leave it for now. I'll go back up above surface and grab some more iron later, but we got to get inside and actually get to the nitty gritty of this build because there's a lot to get to here. Okay, so here's the plan. After a little bit of consideration, I realized that there's a really nice area right in front of us here. So this pocket all the way around this wall. This is prime real estate to build something really cool, and I think what we're going to build are some shops. Since this is kind of going to be an abandoned mine shaft, you got to imagine when people were actually down here mining, there was a common area where you can, you know, go ahead and eat some food and take a break. Along with that, there were probably some sort of structures slash sheds. So that's what we're going to build here. We're going to call them shops, but let's just get to work and we'll see what we can get done. Okay, and you guys probably just saw that time lapse. It might not have seemed like a lot, but I honestly put down quite a bit of building. So I'm gonna turn around and you guys gotta let me know if I cooked. So right now we got these shops, and as you can see, we put these little half staircases into the ground, so we have a nice little elevation point here, and then there's a little balcony as well. We have one more mini staircase here, and that's about all we did, but we gotta take you through the buildings because I actually designed the interiors as well. So we'll start with the bigger room first, and as you can see when you take a look inside of here, this is a general store. So essentially it's gonna have all of your goodies. We have a cash register, we got some things behind the register as well, and then we got some stuff on the table in case you need some tools. You can also buy some potions and healing items in here. Again, this is an abandoned spot, so I will have to add some vines and other stuff to the floor, and I guess I can actually start doing that now. So yeah, essentially the idea here is just to portray vines growing out because this place is overgrown. There's unfortunately not a whole lot of ways to do it. We basically just have these two plant parts, so that's why we have that. But that's about it from the general store. If we close the door and head over to our other room, what you'll see here are lockers and a book. Essentially what this room is supposed to be used for is this is the one-stop shop for when you check in for your shift in the mines. You know, you sign in to say you clocked in for the day, and then you also put all of your valuable belongings inside of the lockers here. So that way you're not carrying all your valuables down into the mine shaft. Besides this though, there's not much else to show off for the time being. One last thing to note is that this entire build is slanted at 45 degrees. As you can see, this is the normal world grid, and that is what the building looks like. So I'm overall very happy with the end result. I'll probably add some more lightings and accent accessories and things of that nature later, but there's still more we got to do in today's episode. So we're gonna head directly the opposite way from the entry. So when you walk in, this is to our right, and to our left we got this pocket here. While I was building that section, I was thinking about what I wanted to put here, and I think I want a giant lounge area for the entire crew of people mining down in these mine shafts. They need a place to just relax, maybe a place to sit down and eat with some nice lighting. So I think that's what we want to add here. I'm not too sure what that looks like yet, but again, we're just gonna get started on building, and I'll see you guys when we got some progress on it. All right, and in the last cut, I'm pretty sure I just mentioned that I was gonna build a living quarters over here, but as you can tell by the time lapse, I got very distracted and I built something completely different. So we started out here with this pillar, and I tried to put some vines scattered around it. Obviously, these vines are sideways, and the way I did that was through the thruster trick, which I'm sure most of you guys know by now. If you don't, just watch my previous videos. I talk about it all the time. But along with our normal vines, we also threw some potted plants into the wall, and I kind of hid the pot. So we just have some nice flowers. What are you doing here? Anyway, like I was saying before we were rudely interrupted, along with the vines, I also threw some flowers into the wall, but that's not important. What is important is what I actually built. So I started by actually just snapping some floor pieces sideways off of these flowers, and I built this nice, cool, staggered design for a fence. To do that, all I did was go over here to the flowers. Like I said, I found the smallest floor piece I could possibly grab, and I just put it something like that. I also doubled up on it so it was extra thick. So as you can see, this is the final result, and I absolutely love the way that this came together. But inside of the archway is what we really want to talk about, and as you can see, this is our fresh water source for all of our cave explorers. So we've got our main focus point, which is the well, along with some buckets and some barrels and a bunch of other stuff. It's a tiny and compact little area, but our explorers that come down here are definitely going to need some water, so it is a nice addition. Also, if you come over this way, there's a nice little bench. When you're sitting on this bench and you look this way, you see a nice overlook of the rest of the cave, which we'll continue to build out over the coming episodes. But for now, just wanted to show off this part. We still have to build the living quarters, but one last thing, if we jump down and look at it from the front here, you'll see that we threw a roof down on top of it, and then we have some staggered little torches along with a fence. So I think it looks really cool from down beneath. And as I come up this ramp, this place is starting to come together a little bit. Stores are still looking good. I'm thinking I might actually switch this out for a sliding door, so I'm gonna try that real quick. And yeah, I think that's a little bit better because the other door swings open and it kind of blocks the walkway. This one slides, like I said, so it saves some space, and also the sliding doors are just really cool in general. Okay, we quickly threw up some more sideways floors just to protect this little pillar here. I really like this fence design overall, so we're going to continue it throughout this entire build, I think. But I've been putting off building the living quarters in this section here. Like I said, I was supposed to do it a second ago, but I didn't. Before I do that, though, I need to stop by Star Wars Island, and some of you might know exactly why. If you don't, though, you'll see in 1 second, so let's just get over there. And some of you may have guessed it, but the only reason we are here in the Star Wars cave is for these beds, because if you didn't know, these beds right here cost 20 feather and 1 wool fabric. So that is an expensive bed. I also just love the way these beds look. They totally fit the theme of what we're trying to do, since they're kind of just roll out beds, almost like a sleeping bag. So yeah, we're just gonna collect as many as we can. The theming around here is actually pretty similar to what I want to do in my cave. As you can see, we got all these nice little drawers and dressers and different storage items. We also have some scattered boxes and a bunch of random stuff just kind of lying around. Maybe I'll come back and take all of this later, but for now, all we really needed were those beds, like I mentioned. Alrighty, so we got our feathers now, and we are ready to get started on our living quarters. So this is where our explorers are going to come to rest and sleep. I'm going to have some storage around this area as well, but let me just put down some buildings. I'm thinking that the first thing I want to go with is the spiral staircase, since I've been obsessed with this. If you guys have been watching the channel, you'll know that I basically use this in every single build. I love the way the spiral staircase looks, so I think I'm going to use one here. Alongside that, we also have this archway. And just like that, we have a primary bedroom that I'm currently standing inside of, but under us, we also have a few feathered beds. You know, these are just kind of scattered along the floor. And then lastly, we have this really cool area that I think is a very unique feature, since it obviously is built at an angle. You walk up this skinny little staircase and you have a single bed with a nightstand. And this is our living quarters for the time being. It's missing some detail, but that's just because I'm kind of out of all of my resources at the moment. If we come up this way one more time though, there was one last addition I wanted to make, and it is this tiny little nightstand. We're gonna put one on both sides here, just like so. The last little thing that I want to experiment with today is actually just throwing down some foundations like this, so I can put down a torch that'll be raised, because I'm very interested to see what this will look like from below. So there's a flame, and ooh, wait, does that look sick? I think that looks sick. There's just a little bit of a flame showing from above this building. It adds some really cool ambient lighting as well from above, so I think I'll keep that there. Our cave is only just getting started though, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future developments on this. I'll probably continue it throughout this week. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, as well as let me know any suggestions you guys want to see on this build. So I'll take you on one final little walkthrough just for the end of this video. There's still so much of the cave to explore, but walking through here one last time, like I said, you can go into these stores. This first one is less of a store and more of a place where you can actually put your stuff. You also sign in for your day in the mines. Across the way though, we have our actual general store. I love the way that this little thing turned out. You can purchase some tools and things of that nature. We have a crafting bench, which I'm probably going to end up moving somewhere else so I can actually design around it. Of course, over in this wing, we have our living quarters, which I just gave you a tour of, as well as our fresh water source. Another overlook, and then that is basically all we have so far. Oh yeah, and you cannot forget the entryway as well. So we have this. But like I said, let me know what you guys think. Drop a comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Peace.